You know it's been a minute before I've been aside. Yeah, I swear on it all, I'm gonna get it. I'ma go hard. I'ma go hard. I'ma go hard. Let's go. I'ma go hard. I'ma go hard. I'ma go hard. I'ma go.
And welcome back to C&G Pro Wrestling Podcast. ESC, he's Corey, I'm G, I'm Garrett. Are we still on the? I'm assuming we're still on all the things that we were on before.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It's been a couple minutes.
So we discuss. Yeah, we're back. Hooray for all the 2 people that are going to be listening to this. We discuss. We're probably gonna start having a little new format to the show.
Yeah. Maybe some new formats. Maybe some solo shows.
You know,
here and there,
like we talked about before. If you because you said you have some equipment now at home.
Yeah, I have like smaller stuff from. I don't even know why I have a smaller soundboard and stuff like that, or mixer. But yeah, I got some equipment at home. So it's probably when I'm just bored, I might just end up doing some.
Well, and that's why I was gonna say, like we talked about, I fucking could care less if you just randomly got on there and like. Say you watch fucking, because it does kind of work. Say if you watch Takeover or something, you had a fucking hot take after a Takeover or something, you wanted to chit-chat about it, and I, as you know my schedule, I'm not around, you could just pop off and do your own little like fucking 20-minute thing and just add it to our list of whatever's. It could be like Parks and Rec. When they have the radio show, this is thoughts for your thoughts.
Yeah. That's a good show.
It is. But yeah, I fucking wouldn't care.
Okay, yeah.
And there's honestly been times I sit here and I'm like, I know I have all the recording equipment. I might as well just start some sort of
because with yours,
conspiracy theory, cryptozoology fucking podcast.
That's what like. There was always thoughts too of me just like doing another podcast or whatever. Yeah. And then there's been moments too, like I don't like to write and stuff. I was like, dude, we can get like the old way we had it set up with the podcast and stuff. That was essentially a blog. So we could just write blogs too. And I was just like, oh, I could possibly do that just for shits and giggles.
That would be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll start to have this new format where
hopefully more consistent.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. So like we discussed, as usual, we'll talk about this on the air.
Yeah.
So you said we're basically going to be doing the episodes that we're recording today.
Yeah.
And then
Breaking Kayfabe, we're going to be recording a few episodes today.
So then you're going to be releasing them like a week at a time? Is that basically what you meant? Okay, just for the start of it.
Yeah. I mean, we could release them all so it's binge, but I'd rather spread it out so there's just more.
Well, I'd say the first like 2 topics you can probably release pretty close to one another.
That's true.
The creative and then the AEW stuff.
Because it's relevant
it's happening right now. But like, if we do the Royal Rumble stuff, that can obviously be a couple weeks away.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We don't know the full card either, but I mean, rather we just pick the actual Royal Rumble and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, but new format is we got a little bit into reviewing the last time that we had it, where we'd kind of review SmackDown and Raw and then all the pay-per-views. But now we kind of figured we'll pick, 3 to 5 topics and just discuss them, opposed to fucking reviewing anything and everything that fucking happens.
Almost based on like, it's almost like a radio show where it's just like we'll stick to certain topics and then that's about it, instead of probably boring people. There's enough already recaps of Raw and SmackDown and all that stuff.
And plus there's sometimes like, I guess this kind of leads into our first topic this is going to be the new creative push from the McMahons, air quote.
I'm the authority.
Yes, you're the authority, Corey. Yeah. You make the decision. We're both going to be our own Vince McMahons, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. But oh fuck, I see. It's already starting. What the hell was I gonna say? I said, "Oh, this was gonna lead in perfectly."
The new Raw creative McMahon Shake Up.
Yeah, but there was something. There was a point to be had in there.
That is a good point, because I really...
Son of a bitch.
Now that you mentioned it, I don't remember what we were talking about either.
What the hell were we saying?
We're rusty. That's what we were saying.
Oh my God, my mind is just mush nowadays.
New format.
This totally
new creative.
leads into... I gotta
Perfect
start
segue.
writing shit down.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me. Fuck. It was really important.
It will come back. It will come at the end of the episode.
It probably won't. So yeah, with the new what are your overall thoughts on everything so far from what we've seen from what was it the episode after?
No, it was
Christmas.
I think it was before Christmas.
Was it before Christmas?
Yeah. Because it was before Christmas. Because then like all of them were recorded after that. So
That's
you
right.
can't really put your
Because so for the first like week of it, it was like okay, well we know we got to get past these recorded shows, then we'll have some. Okay, yeah.
But I don't think I've heard this anywhere else. But my thought is it's almost kind of like a knee-jerk reaction because I bet you it was them offering those contracts to all the AEW talent.
And getting rejected.
That we're going to talk about later in a following episode, so stay tuned for that.
Nice plug.
And getting rejected, and then they're going to be like, well, we got to kind of... That's them trying to beat AEW to the punch, because AEW is probably going to be more catered to the fans instead of catering to the TV audiences and stuff.
Yeah. And I was just about to say something that I want to save. Let me write it down. I want to save it for
look at this. New Garrett.
I want to
New year, new me.
I know. I want to save it for the AEW episode of
that's going to be available later.
Shit.
Stay tuned. Keep on plugging it.
Oh my god, I can't type. But yeah, so you seemed basically, since you never got around to really answering my question,
what was your question?
Basically, your overall thoughts on it. You seem
right.
underwhelmed.
Yeah, very, very underwhelmed with Raw. That's the thing.
That's
SmackDown.
That's acceptable.
Ooh, they are giving you fucking top quality TV matches.
Well, SmackDown, as always, leaves it to, hey, we just have a very talented roster. We're just going to put out ridiculous fucking matches and leave it at that.
We have some of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yep.
We're going to showcase them.
Yep.
Raw does too. They don't, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even with last week's episode, this is not a review, I swear.
Yeah.
Last week's episode, that 6-man tag team match, I was like, that's cool. Like, what? It's like Teddy Long. Like I was flipping back and forth, and I remember because it was like John Cena came out first.
Holla holla.
And then Drew McIntyre came out. He can say whatever he wants. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew could fucking talk me to sleep.
And like that was, I was like, ooh, are they going to do a match? And then it was like, I turned the channel, and then like next thing I know, it's fucking like Dean Ambrose, Finn Balor out of nowhere, and who else was in it? Bobby Lashley or
yeah,
no.
it was
no Seth.
It was Lashley, Ambrose, and Drew against Cena, Seth, and Finn.
Yeah.
And
I think I heard it was like a good match and stuff, but it's like
it was
all
right.
How the fuck did like Finn Balor out of nowhere just like I understand, like I love Finn Balor, but like why is he like he should just be going after the Intercontinental
The
Championship.
only thing I will say that this push has been, I have seen, because I've actually watched the Raws and SmackDowns ever since, because it's actually gotten me interested, and it's for pure, like the casuals will be watching the stuff lately just because they're watching it, and that's that. But the only reason I've been tuning into Raw is because Raw was such a dumpster fire before this, is I've actively been tuning in because it's like, I want to see if there's actual change.
Yeah.
And that's been my only curiosity of tuning into Raw.
That is the same this is actually perfect because it's like the same, it's my same exact thought, because I legit didn't watch Raw for the weeks before. And then I heard like McMahon was going to be there, and I was like, "Oh, that's a ratings grab." It grabbed me because I was like, "Oh, I wonder what's actually going to change and stuff."
I had heard that too, because it came out after was it TLC?
Yeah, I think
TLC.
So.
Yeah, and it came out that Mr. McMahon isn't pleased and is going to be on this episode of Raw, and I figured, okay, fucking whatever. Yep. But I was actually kind of shocked. The rumor kind of came out that it's like, hey, he's basically just going to shake it up a bit and say, like, whatever. But I was kind of shocked they all came out and they were like, hey, we've been sucking dick for a little bit here.
Yeah, and I mean, they're trying to keep it like it has been Baron Corbin's fault, and it's kind of ironic that it's like, you'll have more McMahons now, and it's like, no.
That's kind of what we want to get away from. Yeah,
I think we just want more Levesques. less McMahons.
Yeah. Which, whoops, stop it. My biggest problem so far with the whole, I really appreciate what they have been doing, because I do feel like there's been an actual like conscious effort to make shit like we've been seeing Finn Balor actually win matches,
right,
and be in a fucking superstar level role.
Apollo Crews on TV.
Was that you or me?
Wow. I think it's randomly it's been popping a lot.
And then like Apollo Crews randomly got his shot at the Intercontinental title. But my only thing is some stuff has felt forced in a way, but then other shit is Triple H comes out and says, "Oh, you know, you're the authority. You're the authority. The WWE Universe is the authority." But then on SmackDown, they turn around and they're figuring out, like, you know, who Asuka's contender is going to be, and Triple H is like, "Oh, well, we'll take it under advisement, and we'll like discuss that." And it's like, well, no, wait a minute. You told us we were going to be the authority.
I didn't get any email or anything.
Corey didn't get a notification of his decision.
Nope. I have the WWE app.
So like
they have my email.
That's the shit that bugs me, is like, it's this total like, it's like a good side and bad side thing. Like, it's good that you can see they're actively like trying to make it worthwhile and attempt to have some sort of creative like consistency. But at the same time, it's like, I really don't care to see like an authoritative, like the shit we've seen all the time where it's like, as much as I love Triple H, I don't care to see like him and Stephanie come down, have a 20-minute promo about fucking how they're gonna fucking set this up for a match. And then even like Vince, as cool as it is to see him sometimes, it's like, I don't need an overload of him being like, that,
or when it's like awkward when it's in backstage and he's got that voice on, but like, you know what? I really want you to see you a little bit tougher now, and it's gonna really go.
No, Shane, are you sure this is what you want from AJ? Yes. This is what I want to see in AJ.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, okay. All right, buddy. This is weird now. I'm leaving.
It's like I appreciate the push for creative, but I don't need the constant authoritative fucking whatever. That's my only backside.
That was one of my biggest fears when they said there was going to be more McMahons. I just assumed that means it was going to be fucking 20 to 25 minute promo beginning every single Raw and stuff.
And honestly, like, I wouldn't mind if Vince came down to the ring. He gets very awkward in his old age sometimes. Like the last, what was it? No, there was one person he came out for and did the same shit in between, or maybe it was Kevin Owens. I'm thinking of fucking A. He came out for someone, and it wasn't the AJ. You have, you know, a fucking black fucking hole, and it was someone else he came out for, and he was like, "I want to rip your head off and stuff it down your throat and turn it around in your insides." And it's just like, whoa, this is fucking weird. I feel like
that
it
might
was
have been
Kevin
KO,
Owens, but it's like, he does shit like that sometimes. And it's like, okay, Vince, this is a little fucking weird. But like,
why don't they just keep it real where it's like, if you just keep on underperforming, I'm going to fire you. It's like,
shit.
Oh, wait a minute. That's much more believable now.
No shit. But yeah, so like, I don't mind when like Vince comes out. I love when Triple H comes out, but it's like, honestly, I hope this isn't a lot of Stephanie that we get, because sometimes she is just like painful to listen to.
Because even Eliza, like, when Stephanie
Shane's
McMahon
not very good on the mic either. He's fucking cringy.
Even when Stephanie McMahon talks, it's like she's trying to do her best Vince
She's
McMahon
trying to be
impression.
her dad. She's trying to be her dad. Yeah, and it just gets old.
Eliza always makes fun of her when she goes like, Monday night, and it's like, what's with the guttural? You guys don't need to do that.
It's so gross. I can't stand when she does it. But then like the parts that I have liked is we've gotten the small doses of Triple H and like Seth again, and Triple H has basically been like, yeah, you need to go back to being like the fucking Kingslayer dude, and of course Seth is like, so,
you like that?
And so like those are the things I like about this now, but it's like I don't need fucking constant.
Which it's one thing like, Seth Rollins should be the fucking face of Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Like, he totally deserves that. Him in the 6-man tag team match and the Intercontinental match, like, those, he was fucking full-blown, like, balls to the wall, and he was amazing. And that's what Raw needs. So it's, I don't know. It's.
Do you want to couple this? I feel like it makes more sense if we coupled this episode with. Remember how I told you I had written down a bunch of like John Cena, Daniel Bryan, AJ, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
would it make sense to couple just?
Might as well
guys
actually.
Into the, I feel like that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Because it kind of gives us more shit to talk about than just the fucking McMahon thing. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I guess what their new push did is it actually gave me high hopes in a sense of where this actually could go. In a sense, I don't know. It's still a fucking wait and see. We're still very early.
Yeah,
because
these were the first live episodes after all the holidays and stuff, and I mean, like, Raw shook up a little bit, but and it's one of those things. I don't know, like, let's just say it, like, the All-Star of 2019 already, Mustafa Ali.
Yeah,
he's been fucking amazing on
awesome.
SmackDown Live.
Other than almost killing Daniel Bryan, he's been fucking great.
I was listening to Mustafa Ali was on Talk Is Jericho.
Yeah,
and he was talking about, they were talking about that spot and stuff. Like, it's like your second night on SmackDown, you pin the WWE champion. I guess he only, like, he clipped him on the jaw, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Like, and he was like, yeah, it wasn't that bad, but I was nonstop apologizing to him for the whole night.
Looked like you could see it. I was watching it live, and I was like, oh, because you could see him actively, like, apologizing to Bryan during the pin. And it was like, oh, that did not look very good.
Yeah, because he was like, I wouldn't stop apologizing to him, and then I had a match right after that, too. So it was
That's right, because they recorded it, and I forgot.
Yeah, that was another good match against him and CN.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I don't know if it's been a part of this push or not, but holy fuck, we are finally utilizing Cien Almas. I guess we finally realized, like, oh, we have one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he's just sitting collecting dust in our roster.
And if we are the authority, and I've seen it all over the internet, everybody just wants a Rey Mysterio, Andrade Cien Almas feud.
WWE would never do it, but that is a typical non-title feud.
Well, someone said it on, I forget, I think it was another podcast or something, or just on the internet in general. Wouldn't be the perfect match be a hair versus mask match at WrestleMania between those two?
That's right, yeah.
I mean, they can start feuding now. They can prolong that. That'd be fucking perfect.
See, you can do that shit. You can do the lazy route storyline, because let's face it, the matches those two would put on, it doesn't really matter what your storyline is for the matches, because people are just interested in the matches at that point.
Look at the 5 minutes, not even, that they spent in the ring during a goddamn
the
tag
destroyer.
team.
That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
It's the destroyer, that fucking.
And it was even that smooth transition from when Cien caught the 619, did the gut bust, and then did the hammerlock DDT. Oh my god! You know what?
The one complaint
I want to watch that right now.
The one complaint I have about, and I don't want to say Cien Almas because I feel like it's probably a creative thing. I don't like the fact they don't let him do the roll or the flip anymore to his hammerlock DDT. Remember in NXT, he would do the hammerlock and he'd like flip him. Look it up.
Yeah.
It's how he used to do his hammerlock DDT. They don't let him do the flip anymore. They just go. He basically does a fucking dirty deeds now. When before he would literally do it so it was almost like the person was landing on the top of their shoulder blades. He'd flip them like that. You really don't remember that?
I don't remember that at all.
It used to make it look so much fucking nastier than just the regular fucking hammerlock DDT. Because it was a nice little spin on his move that it sounds weird, and I'm not trying to like bring a racy thing into it, but like how Cien Almas has his matches with his like background and shit, when he adds the flip to the hammerlock DDT, it makes it look more of an Almas move than just a regular old fucking DDT as a finisher. If you go to one of his very like beginning fucking NXT matches,
I found an older one, but
I used to love the look of that hammerlock DDT when he'd flip them. Ugh. But yeah, so I guess I see it in certain superstars, and like I don't I'm one of the weird ones.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
So let me.
Yeah, that's how he used to do it.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why I feel like maybe they banned him from doing that because they don't trust the flip part of it or what.
Yeah, I don't think they. I think few people just do it on their own. I don't think they like when people spike themselves onto the mat.
Yeah, man.
But
I
fucking
the
sells
looks of
though.
that. Yeah.
Well, that's like even when like Buddy Murphy and like Aleister Black did it in one match too when they spike themselves.
Whenever Mustafa Ali does his like, I don't even know technically what the move. He does the tornado thing into a DDT, and someone always spikes themselves with it.
Buddy Murphy.
Oh, I love it.
Those matches. Oh God damn it. Nope. So then we'll go into another spiel. But
you know, if they get rid of 205 Live, Buddy Murphy has to go to fucking NXT. Could you imagine that motherfucker having matches with like Ricochet and fucking NXT? Yeah. Oh my God.
See, and that's why they. No, because I love NXT, but it really should be a third brand. Stop like labeling it developmental.
Seriously,
and stuff.
It's got to be its own thing at this point. Plus, it sometimes gets annoying. This almost coincides with their creative push shit because
I got a lot of grounds in that sip.
You know what? I can see them.
Yeah,
that's bad. Was that the bottom of the fucking thing?
No, I think there's still more left.
What was I gonna say? Oh, this kind of coincides with the whole McMahon push thing. Is when you are labeling NXT as developmental, it's like they almost have so much talent between their main roster and NXT that it's almost like a log jam.
Yeah.
And sometimes it almost doesn't really feel all that special when people are like called up anymore because it's like
there should have been done.
I mean, look at like the Authors of Pain, for instance. Huge deal down in NXT. Yeah. They get called up and it's nothing. Like Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Massive deal down there. And he's just happened to be tagging. Oh boy, that was bad, huh?
Yeah.
Just like happens to be tagging with fucking Gable now.
Yeah,
and it took him like a year to become a tag team champion with a guy he had like never been associated with.
Which I'm hoping like they're gonna lose those titles and then Bobby Roode turns heel and I
hope part of this McMahon push bullshit is to make Bobby Roode the massive mega heel that he like needs to be. Because you can print money with that dude if he's like one of the main heels on your show. And he goes back to not wearing his robe as soon as he gets out of bed, which is basically what they want you to believe with him.
Because in NXT, he would be fucking wearing a suit.
When he was wearing his business suits, saying that like he had all of his lawyers ready to fucking do all this shit. Yeah.
Nothing but CEOs on in the front row and stuff.
That shit was awesome.
If he started harping on that a little bit more, I bet you there would be some smarks that would get front row seats and start wearing suits.
Oh yeah,
and
say that they're his lawyers or something, or CEOs.
Yeah, that would be fucking hilarious.
So that's some things like, and this will kind of lead into the superstar part of this. Now it's like, I don't know. We'll start with the obvious number one change and like greatest wrestler of all time now. Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Oh my! I don't know if that was part of their push or not, or they finally just said, "Fuck it, Daniel. If this is what you want to do, this is what you can do." I wish I knew the background of like, was this WWE's idea? Did Daniel Bryan come to them?
I feel like it has to be like.
I feel like he would come to them and be like, "This is what I want to do."
Yeah, like I can win the title, turn me heel, and I could start doing this, and then they were probably like, "Okay." I mean, to keep you here.
No shit.
Yeah.
What will make you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have heard this everywhere, and so it's not like a fresh hot take or anything like that, but I totally believe it. This is 100% who Daniel Bryan is.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when it comes to his vegan recycling, like, not the dastardly, everyone's
change
fucking,
change it.
But, like, you can tell when he's trying to be mega baby face, like, oh, you go at it with your heart and blah, 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 blah. Like, you could tell he was not.
Some of that was, like, forced.
It was forced, but he wasn't very good with his promos when he do that shit. The stuff he's doing now, he's almost the best promo in the WWE when he talks about the shit that he's comfortable talking about. Oh, submissive. Change it.
Yeah.
Did you like when I yelled that at you in the parking lot the other day?
At first I had
impotent. Jesus. Change it.
Yeah. Oh, it was because that caught me off guard because I was like, what the hell's he yelling? Oh, Daniel Bryan. Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, he just, and you know what? His style too. you obviously saw it like before the Lesnar match. He did the thing with AJ, and you were like, okay, like he probably did this with AJ. It's going to be his 1 week thing, and then he'll be like a tweener. Dude, then he had the Lesnar match, and he was still full bore, like
full clubs to Lesnar.
It was what
because I remember
was it the go. I think it was the Going in Raw guys. They were recapping the fucking Lesnar match with him, and they literally like made a joke like of Lesnar was literally like looking over as Brian was stomping in the face, like, is he really doing this to me right now?
Well, that match was awesome just because I remember. Because like the first 5 minutes of that match, it was a typical Brock Lesnar where it's German suit.
Daniel
and
was
like,
getting fucking tossed around.
But once it got to the mat and stuff, and I think even the crowd went crazy once he started doing those clubs.
Brian actually, wow, that is really popping a lot.
Yeah, whatever.
Brian is, he actually got a wicked near fall in that match too, to where it was almost like, holy shit, he might actually win this.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people say like, oh, so-and-so had a match with Lesnar and it was like match of the year. And I'm always like, yeah, no, you're just saying that because Lesnar actually did something. No, that match was like, for WWE, it was literally one of their better matches of the year.
That was a good fucking match.
Yeah.
What else was on that Survivor Series? Oh, and what was the one that should have been good? Wasn't it Nakamura and
Seth and Nakamura? Yeah, and it was just a dud.
It was like good, but
I'm telling you,
Nakamura to fucking
I'm not
AEW.
afraid to say it. That would be great. I don't care for Nakamura.
He's lost the
don't
luster.
know. I'm hesitant to say it in a way. I don't know if he was really overhyped. And like when he was in NXT,
I liked him a lot in NXT.
I don't know if we just thought he was something a lot more special than he was, but honestly, other than his match with Sami Zayn when he first came in, there was never really another Nakamura match where I was like, oh my fucking God, this guy is like incredible.
I liked his feud against Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode. Yeah. So I don't know.
I even remember watching his Bobby Roode matches. I wasn't like fucking blown away or anything. Yeah. And he has been extremely like, I don't know if it's been mismanaged. Well, it has. He has been mismanaged on the main roster, but
that's for sure.
I don't get excited to see Nakamura anymore.
Well, that's why I'm hoping like with this change and all that stuff, the shakeup. I'm hoping with him and Rusev, like they had a good match on TV.
Their match was good. Yeah.
So I'm hoping at a pay-per-view like to kind of end the feud or whatever, like they have another great fucking match.
Do you mean the match that Rusev won and became?
That was a good match. Good. Yeah,
the one where nobody's lips were moving, but everyone was chanting Rusev Day.
Yeah, like
I wish they would make it so obvious.
I understand the piping in the crowd and stuff, but like when everyone's sitting down and no one's doing anything, don't make it like the crowd's going crazy.
It was like, literally so.
It's so
it was
fucking
like
obvious.
Watching an episode of Price is Right, and then they pumped in a Rusev Day chant. It's like, no one's doing that.
No,
right
it was like watching the crowd at a Jeopardy,
God, and it was so bad. Anyways,
like there was probably some Rusev Day chants, but like kind of amplify those,
and
not
honestly
fake ones.
For those of us that know what's going on with that, for me, it totally took away from the show. I was so distracted by the crowd pumping noises. It was very distracting.
Because you look into the crowd and it's just like everyone's sitting still. No, I'm like, no one's moving, but the crow's so loud. How is that happening?
It was so distracting. It was bad.
It was terrible.
Yes. But yeah, he's one where I think this, because he obviously had his little heel turn before this push, and I think their new creative and giving the crowd control and what they want, I think is only going to help him be a heel longer. Yeah. Because the longer and longer this goes on, the crowd's going to be like, oh yeah, we're fucking totally behind this dude, and we're booing him because we're booing how good his heel work is. No, it's not Jinder Mahal boos. It's fucking Tommaso Ciampa boos, and there's a big difference between the two.
And I think if he's a heel and stuff, and he starts bringing back like the King of Strong Style, I think that's why I liked him in NXT a lot, because he was the King of Strong Style.
Oh, I was still talking Daniel Bryan. You're talking Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, I'm talking Shinsuke.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if he goes back to, you mean he shouldn't be the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to go back to the whole King of Strong Style shit and fucking being ridiculously like New Japan level fucking physical during his matches, which he was when he first came in.
Yeah, and that's why I think everybody liked him and stuff, because it's like, he was still like the face in most of those matches and stuff, but like when he was like beating on people, it's like it's fucking believable. Not with this where he's like, what was some of the like all the stuff, it's like it was very WWE wrestling once he got to the main roster, and it was just too slow, and it was just like the rest holds are terrible. Like,
well, I mean, we all know that's the WWE style, but like, fuck, man, sometimes there's literally, I remember a couple months ago, it was really bad, and all their matches were basically rest holds. There was a fucking Baron Corbin,
oh god, what,
and
Elias,
somebody, maybe there's a match like that, and literally they would get in a rest hold. I would skip a minute ahead in the match, and they'd still be in a fucking rest hold. A minute of rest hold, and it's like, really? That's how much we gotta slow it down?
It's unbearable at times, because it's just, I'm not saying like nonstop action the whole time, but it's like
you get it. You get like a tag team match like we had with Ali and Mysterio. Like that's what you need. Like 8 minutes of solid fucking action.
I'm not asking for like a half an hour every time. It's just like just constant speed and stuff like that.
So like Daniel Bryan, what are your thoughts on apparently the new or the real, since everyone now has to have a random nickname, like the new Daniel Bryan, and now it's the real AJ Styles?
I don't know, because like, has he been on TV that well? He beat up like Daniel Bryan and stuff.
He's basically this weird like tweener now.
If you give me a fucking good match between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan,
I think their match at the Royal Rumble is going to be very good.
If it's the new creative and blah 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 and new fucking shake up and stuff like that, between the real Daniel Bryan and the new AJ Styles.
I can't get over how much I love the new Daniel Bryan, and this like the Lesnar match was like the exact, I just loved his like his heel, cowardly like, I fucking loved it.
Yeah, when he just walked around or jogged around the ring and stuff. That was fucking awesome.
That's the fucking shit. And that's why Kevin Owens is always my favorite person, because he'll do his shit.
I miss him.
Where he pretends to go in for the grapple, and then he'll roll out of the ring and be like, fucking love it. I do miss Kevin. I say his first name like we're fucking best friends.
Me and K-Dog.
He's always, hands down, will always be my favorite.
Yes, because he's almost like a sort of a CM Punk, because whatever
he's my modern day Stone Cold. Is what I,
because he can do fucking. He's great on fucking commentary. He's great promos. Amazing wrestler. Like he's just fucking amazing. Such a good guy.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, great family
outside of wrestling. Yes. So like AJ Styles, that
should be a good fucking match, though. Hopefully.
I'm like 50-50 on his, I guess you can air quote it, call it his new character.
Yeah.
But I'm 50-50 on it. I love the aggressiveness, because for a while it was getting very boring, being just like I'm a good dad and I love my family and I'm here to fight and blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, great, okay, we get it. I kind of like the new no, I'm aggressive, I'll be the fucking pit bull that Vince McMahon wants me to be, because there's an enemy in you.
Because I don't know if they're just trying to kind of mimic what happened with Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are kind of going to that.
Like Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, all that. I don't know if WWE is trying to force it because they saw what happened with Becky, but it's just more like, we just know Becky's that good, and she's just been kind of in the background. Not when these people have been in the main event and stuff, and you got to... I'm not complaining that it's like a new edgier Seth Rollins and edgier AJ Styles, but
I hope it just comes down. I hope we don't fall down the well of just like, oh yeah, well we'll just make everyone really fucking ultra aggressive and call it good.
Yeah.
I want there to be, and I feel like you could probably do it more with AJ than you can Seth. Is like, this is where it gets into really fucking like stupid non-wrestling shit. But for his like character, I want there to be some like conflict. You know, like he's aggressive, but he doesn't want to be, and like they show that in some way, and he like regrets being so fucking aggressive.
So essentially Johnny Gargano when he was facing Ciampa.
Yes, like that's exactly like.
Do you have to break your own rules to essentially Batman and Joker? Too.
Yes.
So
like I want to see that like, oh, he wins back his fucking WWE championship, but he did in ways that he doesn't like, and it's like this constant struggle with him, and it's like that shit would be captivating, but instead of just we sometimes always go to the well of like, oh yeah, well, you know, we told you to be really aggressive, and so now you're gonna be aggressive. It's like, okay, well, you can only do that for so long.
Yep. And I don't want it, well, like, to prolong the feuds and stuff like that. If you become aggressive, then, like, I mean, if you don't waste it on major pay-per-views, but, like, when, like, it's one of those, like, those non-finishes where they just keep on beating them up or something, and it's, like, either a 10 count or a disqualification and stuff, but then if that leads to, like, a no DQ match at, like, a Royal Rumble or something like that, then I'm all for it, but when you're being more aggressive, it doesn't mean yet you just have to always beat up on the people, like pull moves that you wouldn't have or whatever, or like being more fucking physical with certain like submissions. Or
I mean, as long
like
as
that.
they don't resort to another feud where it's all about low blows,
like
with
AJ
him and
Styles
fucking
is not going to have
Shinsuke.
any kids.
Oh my god.
Well, that was the first thing Daniel Bryan did. Just fucking kick him right in the nuts.
Yeah. And I get it, the low blows are like the classic fucking heel thing, but it's like, God, sometimes we can put more effort into turning someone heel than just, oh my God, he low blowed him.
Well, that was, she didn't turn heel, but just the fact with Becky Lynch, she didn't low blow anybody. She just fucking punched Charlotte in the face when she went in for her handshake. Boom. There you go.
That was that.
And now she is the most over person in the universe.
It's like when we completely dropped the ball with Sasha and Bayley beat the fuck out of Sasha and then stood over her, told her she wasn't shit, and then fucking left. And then next week, we went counseling.
Yeah, that's the one of the biggest freaking like flops or missteps.
2018, the two biggest flops, in my opinion, was the possibility of the Bayley-Sasha feud.
Yeah.
That, oh my God, would have been fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And Braun Strowman.
Yep.
As a whole.
Yep.
And
sounds about right.
Unfortunately, what happened with Roman Reigns had a lot to do with it. But holy fuck, the year started and Strowman, we talked about like, this guy could potentially be like the face of this company. And then like all of a sudden he's in this like weird heel faction with Drew and Dolph, and it's like, oh really, the big monster guy needs help like destroying the Shield. They fucked it up,
and I don't know if that was another attempt to get Roman over because you could reform the Shield. Pretty then the weirdness with like Dean Amber. I'm not even going to get started on Dean.
I don't care to discuss.
I've never really cared for him, and
I still don't,
and I don't understand how people liked him, but
I had a sliver of hope for this new heel Dean, and then 2 weeks into it, I was like, nope, it's not working. And
that's the same thing with, well, not the same thing, but, and that's the thing with Braun Strowman, like the biggest flop. He's already turned face and heel more times than I can even think of.
He's been Big Show.
Yeah.
He's literally Big Show. I mean, this dude went from like,
the most
being
over person.
Like there was a month-long stretch of shows where I was only tuning in to see what Braun Strowman was going to do that night.
Yep.
When he flipped over an ambulance, and then he flipped over a big rig, and then he tore down the fucking stage and all this shit. And then all of a sudden it was like stupid promos with Drew and Dolph, and somehow the Shield gets involved, and then he's losing match after match, and then whenever Brock Lesnar needs a title defense, we feed him Braun Strowman of all people. It just, they fucked him up royally.
What was when he was like cashing in and like the Shield came out, like what was the point of that?
It just
such a waste.
They completely fucked he had ridiculous amount of momentum going into start 2018.
Yep.
And it is like at zero right now.
It could be the year, it could have been the year of Braun.
Yep.
But now it's like, I'm almost like, no, let Lesnar, because I'm kind of just expecting Lesnar to win the title again.
Yeah.
Or not win the title, but
retain.
keep, And it's just like, who's going to take him off at WrestleMania and stuff like that? Which actually it probably would be Seth versus Brock.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that because Seth would put on a fucking match
Yeah.
with Brock and it'd be good shit.
And I'd
but-
assume Brock would probably put in one of the efforts where it's like it's a good enough match.
Yeah, I think he would too. But I just, fuck. You had such a good thing going with Braun, and then you fucked it yourself. It
Was it the
completely
greatest?
stopped all momentum.
No,
He,
Crown Jewel.
he won the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. But no, there was like a... Yeah, that was Crown Jewel when fucking like...
Wasn't it the Shield versus the three of them? Was Crown Jewel?
what's that?
I can't fucking remember.
There was one pay-per-view where it
I
was...
know Crown Jewel was such a fucking
I don't even know.
pile of massive dog shit.
I really can't remember. And then I just remember when it was like Baron Corbin hit him in the back of the head, and then it was like 12 F5s, and it's just like, this is so fucking stupid.
I don't remember what.
There was an F5 to like the outside apron or whatever, or outside. It was. I can't remember what pay-per-view that was, but it was so annoying. That might have been.
That was Crown. Dude,
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember.
That's how good it was.
All those Saudi Arabia shows were fucking garbage.
Yeah.
So garbage.
Hulk Hogan was at that one.
Ugh, I don't even care to fucking discuss him. Oh my god, I will say he looked. Did you watch him on Raw
No.
this last week? Okay, I'll describe what he looked like. He looked like if Caitlyn Jenner
Ooh.
basically added on 200 pounds of like flabby muscle, and then she got a Hulk Hogan mustache attached on.
Fu Manchu.
He looked like the fattest, like out of shape transvestite.
But he
Hulk
still had,
Hogan.
he still had the. I saw the flex. He still had like the 24-inch pythons, brother.
Yeah, definitely. Just oh my god, it was bad. I skipped over his whole fucking segment.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, Hulk's back! It's so cool!" It's like, yeah, I don't care about this dude
Most
anymore.
of the people are
Don't
like,
fucking
no,
care.
just keep him off TV.
Yeah, give me anybody else, but give me fucking Hornswoggle versus the goddamn Minotaur or whatever the little other midget bull was.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my, I'd rather have anything
That was
else.
old school, man. No, old school. It was like 5 years ago.
That
Not
was
even.
circa like 2008. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
All I remember is The Rock made a surprise return against Rusev the very next segment. So, anyways,
Oh, okay.
I think they were in Brooklyn. That's the only reason I remember that. But yeah, I hope this is the year. Well, then we had the announcement of the women's tag team titles.
Yeah, but that's been
Santa Claus Vince made that announcement.
Yeah, but that's been talked about forever and stuff like that. And I think Stephanie a while back ago said we'll start doing this women's tag team and like that.
I feel like they don't have enough.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be cross brands.
It's gonna almost have to be. They can't have both shows with a fucking. That's ridiculous.
Then it's almost gonna look like NXT UK, where just a whole bunch of random people are tag teaming together.
Yep, you're gonna get the like Mickey James and Alicia Fox fucking tag teams.
That would be
and
a
it's
tag
just
team.
like what?
Yeah. And then
that
Dana Brooke and
God.
see like that. There's not enough women.
Natalia.
Oh God, yeah.
I did think it was. I want to say maybe it was one of the recorded shows. I don't think it was. I think it was the show where they came out and said like, "Hey, we suck. Sorry, new push, new stars, whatever." And then that same night, Natalia won like a #1 contenders match to fucking face Rousey for the championship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is our new star. Just
Yeah.
fucking Natalia for this. Awesome, great."
Oh, and how much do you hate Nia Jax? She's horrible.
Whosever idea it was to pair her with fucking Tamina was like the
Two of the
worst
worst people
pairing ever in the history of
Because I didn't
history.
watch the match. It was kind of
She is
in gift. It was your fault talking into it.
I feel like I have to sit 14 feet away from it at this point.
Because I watched the recap, or I watched some podcasts and then ended up seeing like some of the gift forms where like she came out during the interview of Rhonda and during the moment of bliss, and I thought someone was overreacting until like a couple people said like all you hear is and I was like, okay, one, that's a horrible way to start it. And then like her match versus Sasha Banks and stuff, there was like a Hurricane Rana spot on the apron.
Oh,
and
she fucked it up, Roy.
yeah,
I don't know if it was supposed to.
She stayed on the apron and then like
And Sasha went,
sold it, and Sasha like went almost
Sasha
head
went like
first.
flying down onto the mat.
Yeah,
I saw that live and I was like, I don't know if that's how that was supposed to go down.
Weird. Nia Jax did botched. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, really.
Her and Brie Bella. Oh, that was funny because I saw a commercial for I think it was Total Bellas, and I joked because Brie was like, "Oh, I can't wait to get back in the ring because I'm gonna be such a better wrestler this time around." And I was like,
"No, you won't."
Spoiler alert: she's not.
You won't. That's not gonna happen.
I mean,
but yeah, Nia Jax. There was the time around like last WrestleMania, and then she eventually won the title. Like, I was a big Nia Jax guy. I was like, oh yeah, this chick's fucking good. She's decent on the mic. But nowadays, it's like, oh god, her music hits, and I fucking change the channel.
Yeah,
I could care less.
Sometimes it's like too cringy sometimes to like listen to her promos and stuff.
I just want my Alexa Bliss back in the ring. That's all I
guess
want.
she has like a really, really bad concussion.
I heard it was like borderline. She might have to retire early. Level injury.
She's super fun. Well, I think she's around the same age as Paige, which it's weird because they're like 20, 24, 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two.
$1.5
million.
Megan gets upset whenever she sees Alexa Bliss on the TV screen. Oh, is that what she? I think she called her Alex Bliss the other day because she doesn't fucking know what she's. Oh, is that your fucking Alex Bliss on the TV? I was like, yes, it is.
Yes. God damn you, Buddy Murphy.
Anywho, yeah. I mean, how long are we into this?
45 minutes. I think
that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I think that's good.
Yeah, but anyways, so to recap, it's a little too early to give your solid report card, I guess, on this whole McMahon push, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I'm hopeful, and I think with the little rumbling that AEW is doing, they might switch a few things up to kind of keep their talent and make sure everything's getting pushed.
We'll discuss that.
We could talk it a little bit right now. I mean, the Revival's been on TV more. They're still doing stupid fucking finishes, but those matches are a lot better than they have been. I truly
am on board. I don't know when contracts expire or not, but if the Revival's contract expired tomorrow, they'd be fucking gone in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think... I think WWE will literally say, hey, we're gonna... No, I'm sorry, we're done. We're not even talking to you right now. Because you can literally see...
They are seriously one of the best tag teams.
Mm-hmm. And you can literally see, like, even in their promos, they talk, and there's just, like, nothing there.
They're checked out.
There's nothing there.
But then they go over to, like... They'll probably sit down with the Young Bucks and be like, no, we'll have like 2 matches or like they'll just say like, yeah, we actually care about tag team wrestling. So we're going to kind of push you guys and okay.
Yep. That's all we need to hear.
Oh, you guys are offering money too? Oh, okay. That's just an added bonus. Like,
well, they'll definitely have to pay that. Well, we
yeah.
We have a top 10 list in our AEW episode.
And
the Revival will definitely be on there. So
yeah.
So yeah. So you wanna jump over to the AEW stuff? We'll start up that episode.
Well, yeah. We got to stop this one first.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah. So that sounds good. So yeah, tune in. Maybe next week or a couple days.
Whenever
from
the
now.
fuck you drop this,
whatever order you want to listen to them too as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So there's the first one.
New formats and stuff.
And like I said, we're gonna. I can't remember if we said this live or before we actually started this one live. Jesus, yeah, because people are listening live. At some point, I want to come up with some sort of new intro. And different things. I almost kind of want to, find something. I don't know if it's GarageBand like, but have our own actual like
music
song, opposed to doing like. You know what I mean.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
I don't use words very well when I'm not working. So
we can work that out.
Yeah, we can figure something out. So
okay.
Well, there you go. Episode. Okay. Yep.
Remember to follow, rate, subscribe, all that
Pro
stuff.
Wrestling Podcast. CC, he's Corey, MG, I'm Garrett. We're on a bunch of things that you can listen to podcasts for.
Wherever podcasts are available. Bye.
See ya.